All right, I don't even know if I clicked live or did I hit private. I'm so used to hitting private, I really don't even know. Let me see if I can check and see. But I just want to talk about something right quick while I have a little bit of time. Headed to the mall. Let me see. Is it public? I don't know if it's public. Okay, somebody coming in, so it must be public. Is this public? I don't know. I think I may hit the other thing. But this is what I want to talk about right quick. Almost at the mall. Had problems on my phone, so I couldn't really get the conversation started. But I really feel I have a whole lot of feelings around Kobe Bryant and the relationship with his father. And let me tell you, it reminds me so much of my life because of some of the things that happened around the time of his marriage and what happened during the time of my marriage. See, I got married in 1998 and I stayed married 18, almost 19 years. And I got married when I was a teenager. Now, I started preaching, I was 17 years old. For those of you who do not know, first of all, this is LarryReidLive, like from the car. This ain't the show to come on every Monday for those of you who may come in. The show come on every Monday night, entertainment, news, digital talking show. We talk about everything from politics, pop culture, the church, and everything. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe and come on back because we have a good time over here. Now back to the topic. So I started preaching. I was 17 years old. I got married when I was 19, which is the same year I started pastoring my first church as an associate assistant pastor. Okay, now because prior to marriage, somewhere in there, I was really young. So then, I don't think this thing can hold this phone.
Too heavy. Is the thing on the bottom?
I don't think so. But anyway, I think that okay. Right before I got married, I left the home church I grew up in. I grew up in a church. It had Baptists on it, but it was just a whole bunch of holiness, head coverings, no earrings, no makeup. Women do not preach. It had a lot of prophesying. A lot of my family members are preachers and prophets and singers and musicians, which I'm all of those things too. And so we're just raised in the family church, but it was a pretty popular family church and had a whole lot of popular people for locally and maybe even nationally popular people. One group was the Fleming Sisters, Catherine Elza and the Fleming Sisters, all come out of that particular place. So pretty well-known church and family. And everybody talking hundreds of years of family members growing up in this church. But here I come along. First of all, I got saved when I was really young, 15 years old. And then I say, I'm not joining the church. I'm joining the church where I'm at a musician around the corner, which was not the family church. And then on top of that, I had enough nerve to be really crazy. With all the gifts and stuff I had, I began to prophesy and all this kind of stuff. Some of you may not know what I'm talking about. But anyway, in the midst of all of that change, I got married. And it was the girl that I was with when she was in 6th grade. And everybody thought that we were not mature enough. First of all, they didn't think I was mature enough to be preaching. They didn't think I'd be mature enough to get married that young. And I left out my parents' house at 17 years old. And I left. It wasn't because, it was under beautiful circumstance. It was like, nigga, if you don't, because they didn't say nigga, that's my talk. If you don't do what I tell you to do, then you need to get on up out of the house, because this house you're gonna do. I was like, oh, I didn't know that was a rule, that if I didn't want to do what you tell me to do, I ain't got to stay. So I left. And, and I never went back. In fact, what happened, I fell on hard times and my mama found out about it and she just begged for me to come back. And she said it will not be the way that it used to be, because they found out I was staying in this little tow-down trailer with rats and stuff. And they said, you can't stay here, you need to leave and come back home. So I came back home, but it ended up being the same way it was. So I ended up just most of the time not coming home at night, staying in the church that I was assistant pastor of and in my car because there was so much tumultuous stuff going on with my parents. So basically they wanted me to be at the home church and really didn't want me. It was a whole lot. So in the midst of all of that, I got married, and then right after I got married, I started a church. So I was doing all this stuff that was like nobody had never done any of this before. And I don't think certain cheering that parents have. I'm in the situation right now. Especially when they have an anointing on them like Kobe did to play basketball or to, be a voice to the world, an example for the world, a celebrity, however. Don't no parent know how that go. And just because your child is a celebrity and wonderful and everybody in the world love him and he's doing this great, wonderful thing, that don't solve all the family problems on the back end. You still a family that have the same problems that any other family. It's just that now your stuff is on the front street. So this is what happened with the Kobe. Here, this is a little family issues blowed up because my mama, and I'm going to say this and see how I'm going to say this, because I don't know who's going to see this. My mama was not 100% when me marrying Lisa. Now, Lisa already know this. Everything is fine. But she thought that I was going to marry somebody else. And I didn't marry her. I ended up marrying Lisa. And she didn't want me to marry Lisa because she gave a list of, mamas always try to protect their children. They just do what they do. But she didn't hate Lisa. She just like, I don't know about that. I know the whole family. You might have to deal with this. You might have to deal with this. And I don't know. You sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? She just been mama. So it wasn't nothing like that. I mean, they get along fine. Not even today. And we're not even married no more. But anyway, and so that was the thing according to what I researched, but it was with the daddy. The daddy did not like the fact that Kobe was going to marry Vanessa because Vanessa was a Latina. Now, I can believe this. Now, although when he was asked about it, his daddy said that was not the case. But he didn't offer any other kind of excuse to the reason why the relationship was tumultuous. Let me tell you why I can believe, because the age is daddy and the age and the time that they lived, was born in and where they from. Because my daddy is like that. God bless his soul. He probably not like that no more. He been pastor. But my daddy, because of how he was raised, I remember there was a white girl named Tabitha Talton, who I still love to this here day. Fine white girl. I used to ride with the school every single day. I always had white. My first girlfriend was white. Yeah. And so my daddy always had a problem with it, because my daddy was the first of the black folk to get put into the segregated schools, so he would get jumped by the white boys. And so my daddy had a whole problem with the other race, our other brothers and sisters. And he always feared, boy, you riding with that white girl, the moment something go wrong, they're going to blame it on you, and you're going to be in trouble. You just never know what happened. You see them 3 white crosses down there, they still sit there. Why don't somebody take that down? The KKK around here is real strong. You're going to end up dead. So he put the fear of the white man and the KKK and the system in us a long time ago. So that's how my daddy. So I believe Kobe daddy probably, although he denied it, I believe Kobe daddy probably had that same problem because he married the Latina, because they didn't even come to the wedding. And 2 years prior to the wedding, they weren't even talking. So I am sure that is probably exactly what it was. But Kobe maintained a relationship with his mom. And I see with my parents, it's the opposite. My mama was like, I don't know if you should go ahead and get married now, number one. Number two, I don't know about who you marrying. But my daddy is like how Kobe mama is. My daddy, when it comes to, aside from the other brothers and sisters, years ago, he probably ain't like that no more. Well, I know he not like that no more because my daddy got saved. He always tell the story how when he first got saved, he had cigarettes in his pocket. He looked down there, they looked like snakes, they looked like worms. And he pulled them out. He always tells his testimony crying. And he looked like snakes, they looked like worms. Pulled it out there. And the first thing I saw was a white man, and y'all know how I felt about the white man. I opened my arms and I cried and fell in his arms. He was a preacher. Reverend Caps ended up being friends all these years. That's my daddy's testimony. I just told it. And so, aside from that, my daddy is one of the easiest going. I mean, he will love the devil. Oh, I understand you, the devil. You just keep on praying. You're going to be all right. You just keep right on praying. You just take a little time, and you won't be the devil no more. That's how my daddy is. Oh, you a snake? I understand you a snake, and, you don't do people right and talk behind their back and fork tongue, but you're gonna be all right. I mean, the snakes, they ain't so bad. That's my daddy. And my mom be like, Charlie. They call each other Charlie and Honey. Charlie, that's a snake. Don't you fool up with him. Don't you fool up with her. No, it's all right. It's just a snake. I mean, I mean, they was in the garden. You know, this is my daddy. So my mama is the one like, and my dad is not the one. Why is it, you know? And so I understand. This is how come I believe I don't care what Kobe dad is saying. I do believe it has something to do with the whole thing. They did show up at the memorial, and you notice that a whole lot of folk have a whole lot to say about them, except for Shaq. And the reason why they were not talking concerning the parents a whole bunch is because they really was not present. Now, there was estranged. And you remember another situation that happened aside from that, and I still suspect that had to do something with the whole race thing, because it take that generation a long time to get up over that thing. They want to keep everything in the family and keep it in the race, keep it amongst the blacks and the African Americans. Now, the other thing was, now, being that he left home and won't fooling up, however, what ended up happening was...
Honey, I fixed it. Sorry. Go ahead.
What ended up happening was, Colby, this is Mama calling. Hey, how you doing? I need for you to come back to this house and come get your stuff up out this house. Okay, Mom. I'm going to come get stuff out the house. 10 months later. Colby, your daddy said come get this stuff about you out the house now. He ready to go do some different stuff. All right, Mama, come get. He never came. And as a result of him never coming, the daddy said, that boy don't want to listen to me and he think I'm playing with him. I'm putting this stuff up on eBay. And I'm getting rid of every piece of stuff he got in here. We're going to sell it off and we're going to take that money and we'll make that room the office like we always been wanting to do for a long time. He ain't got sense enough to come here just because he mad with me. He like you. He like you, Mary. What's that mama name? Veronica? I think it's Veronica. She can check it right quick. He like you, Veronica, but he don't want his daddy name John. Can you check it right quick? Just check. Googleations. Kobe parents. He like you, Veronica. Veronica, he like you, but he ain't studying me, so he won't come and get this stuff because he knows it's me that want him to come and get this stuff up out of here. She pretty, ain't she? Come get this stuff. What's his name? Joe and Pam. Pam, because where I get Veronica from? So, Pam, he don't drunk. So he get this stuff, puts it on the eBay. When he put the stuff on the eBay, Kobe got pissed off. He said, you was not by this. So you know what Kobe did? Now, I'm going to say some stuff that might make y'all upset, but this is just what I think. And he, went to the courthouse on his parents, filed a lawsuit and won. To the point to where the parents had to then come into publications. They're taking their privacy into publication. That was all done by Kobe. We didn't have to know. Had to go and make a public apology. Said, we are so sorry. We're so sorry. We're so sorry. When everybody began to notice that this, why is you suing your whole parent stuff? This is what I got to say about something. Let me tell you from my experience. There have been so many heated exchanges between me and my parents with all different changes and things I've done through my life with my beliefs. Look, my mom and them are very conservative, when it comes to earrings, when it comes to makeup, when it comes to even me doing entertainment as well as education and empowerment when it comes to, because they know what I do inside the four walls of the church in the church. I empower, I prophesy, I teach, I help leaders and pastors and bishops and apostles. I do that inside the four walls of church. So they look at that and then what I do in entertainment. But you ain't got no business doing that. Why not work? But although they do understand it, but they don't. It's not something that they would even do. And I know they proud of me at the same time, like, you out there doing that stuff out there. What you talking about on the internet? What you doing? So I've had a whole lot of this heated exchange back and forth. But I will never take my parents to the courts. I love Kobe. Now, don't y'all come in here talking all kind of crazy, because when that stuff first happened, we got on Gail because this the wrong time. I said, I don't know if it ever be the right time. But since now Vanessa's out there on the street selling off memorabilia and she out there, suing folk, helicopter company and stuff, we can talk. So let's go ahead and talk. Kobe ain't have no business suing his parents. I don't care how you put it. Now, I've been through it. I've been through it with my parents, but there ain't no way in the world I'ma sue my parents. I might not show a family reunion. I might not come to Christmas. I might not go to Thanksgiving, but I am not about to publicly sue my parents. That's one of them problems. Now, he was let off on some other stuff, but this here, he did it. That he should not have done. And I'm talking to every last one of y'all like that got mamas and daddies that are living. They live. The biblications say, honor thy father and thy mother. And I don't care if she a crackhead. I don't care if he do drugs. I don't care if he been absent or not in your life. That's still your parent. It is the sperm and the egg that came together like that and poof and created you. That's your parents. I'm not telling you that you gotta go kiss somebody to tell. I'm not telling you to go in there and act like something ain't happened, like they ain't never did you wrong. But there's some stuff you just don't do the amendment into your pappy, and he sued him and he shouldn't have did it. But then you fast forward 2016, something must have happened that got okay, because next thing we see was a picture that came up in the social medications with him hugging on them in 2016, I think it was. So something must have got pretty okay. Didn't show it to wedding. He didn't show it to that last NBA game, which he should. Kobe left a ticket for that. And he is recorded saying and telling the media outlet, he said, I left the ticket because my mama asked me to leave a ticket up there for him, but I knew he won't coming. So there's still some stuff that won't quite right. And we understand that. But Kobe did do right. Him leaving a ticket for his daddy, in my opinion, hats off to Kobe. Very good. You a right step in the right direction, because you had no business to sue them. That was not right. And sometimes we don't know what his daddy done did to him. But the point is, we talking about what Kobe did. I mean, I'm comparing to my situation. You know how much I know there's some stuff me and my parents will never agree about, but they are a gift from God for me. They made me. They made me. So ultimately, any success, any favor, any great thing I do, I have to give my parents honor, because they made me. Every time I honor God with my teruma and with my tithe, do y'all know every time I do that, I break money off to my parents. Why? Because they are the channel and the vehicle through which God created me and made me in this earth. They give me all of my personality, the funny, my faith, the prophetic, singing, preaching, my daddy's teaching, the love, the kindness, the loudness, my love for food, prayer, reading books. My daddy's a reader. All of that. I'm wrapped up, tied up, tangled up, one big ball of ethylene into Darrow. What's wrong with you?
No, I have a statement.
What's the statement?
Doesn't the Bible say for the parents not?
Why are you talking so low? Can't nobody hear you?
They can hear me.
No, nobody can hear you.
Doesn't the Bible also say? Doesn't the Bible also say for the parents to not provoke the child
to anger? What? Okay.
Okay.
If I was talking to the dad, I would say that to the dad. But I'm talking about Kobe. I said I'm comparing Kobe parents and my parents. This over here is my life. Your live over there, my live right here. Your live over there, my live right here. Your live over there, my live.
I just had a question.
Okay, have your questions silently, please. Thank you. Silently ask all your questions to yourself, not to me. Okay, so honor thy father and the parent. You know what the words say. That your days might be long. You got to think about that. I had the same problem when it comes to Barack Obama. What's his name? What's our former president? 44. Barack Obama. He didn't do right. He didn't do right by his pastor. We just let him just totally just get rid of his pastor and deny him before everybody. That's out of order. But we love Obama though. And we love Kobe, but you can love somebody and say, I don't think that was right. You shouldn't do that. That was a misstep. And still love people. I'm just saying. But when your parents dishonor you, you sit down. I just told you what happened to me. I sit down and have a conversation, and we talk as much as possible. But you need to know this: when you're dealing with your parents as a child, you may not get understood. Especially your parents old school. Now, the parents of today may be a whole lot more understanding. I know I'm way more understanding than what a whole lot of other parents will be. At the same time, I'm a lot of old school and I won't have no bend and some stuff, but that's what their mama for. But my girls don't play with them. I don't play that. I don't play that. We're not doing none of that new school stuff. You go this here. We black, and when we come up out the biblications, some stuff we a little sideways with the biblications, but most of it we come right down with that biblication. Because I don't mind y'all listen to a little secular music, long ain't got a whole bunch of cussing and sex and do me baby all night long kind of going on. No, you ain't doing that. But I don't mind you listening to a little. What's this? Got some nice little songs out there. It was one of them nice little songs out there that Zoe would like listen to. Really nice. It is a nice song. This positive song, just nice. I don't mind that. Your parents do something, you sit them down, have a conversation. This is what you mean. My daughter just did that to me. She said, let me share this. How about this? I'm always in there telling my business. Well, y'all know I believe you spare the rod, you spoil the child. Some children do need to be whooped. But I got children, female children, so I don't whoop my children. I used to whoop them that was younger, but I remember one of the last times I whooped my children, there was a certain way. I had to whoop them at the same time because they both had done some niggerment. And I remember Zoe, when she looked at me and saw my hand coming down with that belt, the look in her eye was whatever the look I saw, it made me feel like, oh my God, I don't want my daughter to have a picture of her father causing her pain and harm. And then I went over to hit Exaria, and she was just totally distraught. I whooped them on the butt with a belt. Belt, both start with a B, they go together. That was God's doing in the English language. Belt, butt, belt. Because it's needed. But something in that exchange, I said, this here ain't doing this no more. And so some other stuff popped off later on. I always take the stuff. I mean, I strip that phone. I take food, but make sure you still eat. But you just be like eat some bread and water. But I cut back. I take anything. You know you ain't getting your hair done. Walking around here looking like that right there. But I ain't gonna whoop it. But the mom's like, you need to whoop them children. I said, no, you whoop them because a male hitting on them, it just don't feel right. It just don't feel right for me. But so what happened is the other night, Lord, because that oldest daughter would try you. We talking about parents and still. Make sure all of y'all hit the light while we're talking. Oh, thank you so much for the CashApp too. That my oldest daughter had a nerve. I done told her about this one thing over and over again. She knows she ain't got no business doing that. So when she came downstairs, I said, Exaria, did you XYZ? Yes. And then she tried to make like she didn't know that I told her. We done had this conversation on how many times she done lost all of her possessions one time and the other for the same little thing that she keep doing over. We talking about. Somebody said they boycotted their son's wedding. Yeah, they didn't show up. I told you that. We tell my parents and tell what I did. So when she came downstairs and she came and tell me that lie, I was already upset because I've been doing all this stuff and trying to make sure the life is best for them. And we talked about that earlier. And I said, I'm seeing him going all through this and you disrespect me? I said, this is why it's not good for me to be whooping children. And I don't have an anger problem, but it's the way I express. I said, and I started pointing like this. And I said, once I went to point like this, then I point like this, and I done like this to her and walked up on her. Don't you ever. And she stepped back 3 times, and tears just ran down her face. Whatever I did in that moment, I knew it broke her spirit, and instantly I was like, ooh. That, I think, just broke her. I didn't call her no name, but I just told her about being disrespectful and self-serving and so self-absorbed and only care about herself and consistently do this same thing. But Zoe was sitting right there. But see, I don't raise my voice at them either. And Zoe looked like, oh my God. And she looked at Exaria like, and she took off after Exaria. Exaria went upstairs and they stayed in the room last night and she slept in Exaria's room. Well, long story short, this girl got something in her head where she feel like she always doing something to the family, making stuff bad, and however she needed to leave and whatever. So we end up having to have a conversation because I told her to go sweep by the breakfast nook, and she was telling me, she said, Daddy, I think I have a problem. We already knew this though. I think I have a problem because I'm too hard on myself when I do something wrong. And I said I didn't know that. Because you wouldn't think that wasn't entitled to tell. You wouldn't really think that. And she said, like, when you told me to go sweep, I couldn't do nothing but think about jumping. Everything in me was like, what? And so that made us have a conversation. I think I understood her after it was all said and done. I thought I understood her prior to that. But in that conversation, I understood just how blind sometimes as a parent, you just not going to be in it. I don't care how prophetic and anointed you are, some stuff you just ain't going to see. And so I think that Kobe with his parents, particularly his daddy, him doing that suing was not proper. Him leaving that ticket, I think, was proper in the right direction. I think we see the tragedy of Kobe's life ending, and this is what I think, before he had the opportunity to totally mend that relationship with his father. I think it's probably got aligned with his mom. That's what I think. I hope that before he died, there was a conversation or an exchange between them that, although we may not see it, that they actually came back and remedied some things there. All right. That's all I got to say. They 977 of you guys watching. Hit the like. Make sure you tune in to Larry Reid Live. Turn your notifications on. Text Larry Live with no spaces to 33222. And you can call in and have the conversation. This time, my lines won't open, so you just had to listen to what I had to say. Thank you so much. I'm going to come back in the comments and see what y'all said. Oh, thank you so much about the goal we got to get by Friday. Some people are responding. I think it's going to happen, you guys. I think it's going to happen. I'm already setting myself for an announcement on Friday. Okay? So I'll tell you guys about that later. I'm at the mall. I'm going to head to the mall. I got to get a massage. I need one real bad, and I have to get one. I mean, I ain't got time to go to no other kind of places. Right here is real economical. It ain't that expensive. Just lay right here in one of them chairs like that, and just let them do like that. Yes, you could say his dad was broken at the memorial. Yeah, it was. It was terrible. All right, see you guys later. Goodbye.